Hi, this is Jimmy with Trailerhead. Today I'm here to show you how to set up the little DMX as a single artist, like an acoustic artist or somebody like that. It just has a couple of lights that wants a little backfill or some light on them while they're playing. So with this, we're going to be using two of my LED pars lights to set this up. Now these lights I have in basically a 3-channel configuration. So what you have to do is, if you have the manual for it, or you can go online and look up the manual for your lights if you don't happen to have it, and you're going to set it up for a very basic setting. So 3 channels means that we're going to be using red, green, and blue, which is channels 1, 2, and 3. I have 2 lights, so therefore I'm going to have 6 channels total. So this unit would be brand new out of the box. Let's say you just bought it and you want to set it up for your show that night. So what you would do is you would scroll down to setup. You tell how many DMX channels. By default it says 3. So in this case we're going to go to 6. That way we can actually control each light individually the simplest way. Now we have to do our channel setup. So what we have to do is tell what each channel is doing. So in this case, address 1 or channel 1 is going to be red. So in order to change that, we'll hold down the tap button or the center button and we'll scroll around till we get to red. Then we'll go to address 2. That's going to be green. Address 3 will be blue. Do the same thing on channel 4, 5, and 6. Now in order to quickly set colors on these, or if we want to do something independent on them, we'll set up one light as group 0, the other one will be group 1. So in this case, number 4, we'll hold down our right button here, we'll change it to group 1. I'll explain this a little bit later, but basically it's for setting up presets or setting up lights quickly. So now that we have our number channel set, we have describing what each channel is, what it does. Press the button to exit. So we'll come down to the default fade. Everything's already set. So we'll back up. So now what we can do is we can go over to our edit scene. Alright, we have our default settings. In this case, we don't have anything extra to set, such as intensity or anything special. So we'll leave those as is. Blackout, all of them are 0s. So that would be a complete blackout. Some cases you may have to modify that. Depends on your fixtures or your lights. Whiteout. What we'll do is we'll have to set up the whiteout. Whiteout is totally white for the stage. So to edit this, we'll just press the select. So currently all groups are selected. So in this case, all groups 0 and 1. So there's 6 channels total. If we change this to group 0, now there's only 3 channels selected. So that would be our first light, red, green, and blue. So we'll go back to all for now because we're doing a whiteout. We'll go over here and press the left one to change the cursor. So this is where we'd set our color. So right now we're going to go with a dark slate and we can bump it on up. These are all preset colors that are in the system. So that's all white, 100% white. I can scroll through a few of these other ones. You got reds, you got browns, you got orange, hot pink, yellows, yellow green, blue. So what we'll do is we'll go back to the black and we'll set this for white because we're actually doing a whiteout. Press it to exit. Alright, so now we're going to scene 1. Scene 1 is there by default. It's in the system, you cannot delete it. If you create a scene 2, then you can delete scene 1, and scene 2 will become scene 1. But in this case, we'll have scene 1. So what we'll do is we'll go in and edit. So right now we have all selected. Now I've put in here a couple of features for quick random preset selections, along with random RGB color selections. Instead of going forward through the list, what I'll do is I will back up. So if you back up, you got random presets, and if you notice the colors, they'll choose randomly. If you go off of it and back on it, they'll change. That way you can see what See if you like the color match. If you do, then you can save it. So in this case, we'll go ahead and save this one. So now we're going to add a scene 2. So what we'll do is the left button, A stands for add. All this is in the manual. I is for inserts, O is for options, D is for delete, C for copy, M for move. The lowercase means these options aren't available in this particular scene. So in this case, we're going to go ahead and add a scene. So now we have scene 2 up. We have all of them selected. So if we want, we can actually come down here and we'll just do this one as all deep pink or blue. We'll find a, there we go, a dark blue. We'll do with a dark blue on this one. Okay. So we'll go ahead and save that. And we'll go ahead and add scene 3. Same thing. In this case, we're going to back up. We're going to do random RGB coloring until it picks something that looks kind of nice. And being, if you're a solo artist, what you might have is one light shining on you and then one on the wall behind you to give you like a backlighting effect. Currently we have 3 scenes selected. So at this point, to exit, we just hold this down and it exits out. This scene edit. So if we're just needing just simple scenes, what we'll do is we'll go back up to run, press it, and now we're in auto run mode. So from here, you know, if you're playing along and you want to change scenes, you just hit the next scene button. Now, if you're performing, you don't want to sit here and press the button to change scenes. If you hold down the center button, it will go into auto mode. So after the default's 2 minutes, so after 2 minutes, it will automatically fade into the next scene. So, you know, your lights will change automatically for you. The other thing you could do is if you don't like the particular lighting, you're changing songs, you want something different, you can go ahead and hit the next. It'll go ahead and jump to another one. And then start the count again before the next scene rotates. The other option you have is to hold down the random button. And this works in and out of auto mode. So now whenever it jumps to the next scene, it's going to be random between the scenes you have set up. So in this case we have 3 scenes, so it will jump between the 3. In this case it went to 2, 3, went back to 2. So the more scenes you have, the more random options it has. Hopefully this has been informative. I will be covering more setup features on future videos, so please watch for those. This is Jimmy with Trailerhead, and we'll see you next time.